The next night, I kept my light on. I stayed awake as long as I could. Midnight came and went. 1 a.m., 2 a.m. My eyelids started to fall. Then, click. The light turned off, by itself. I bolted upright, heart pounding, my breathing loud in my own ears. From the hallway, I saw them again, the same yellow eyes, closer now, a little lower to the ground, still unmoving, still watching. And again, the breathing started, raspy, wet, like something crouched just outside my door, waiting for me to move. Time slowed to a crawl. Every second felt stretched into minutes, like the night itself refused to pass. The ticking of the wall clock down the hall was distant, warped, like it was underwater. Every blink felt like it took effort, like even my eyelids were afraid to move. My body trembled beneath the blanket. On the outside, I was still, but inside, I was shaking, rattled down to my bones. I kept thinking, maybe this was a dream, some twisted nightmare I hadn't woken up from. But the smell proved otherwise. It was too strong, too real. That sour, filthy musk of soaked fur and rot clung to the air, filling my nose, sticking to the back of my throat like smoke. It made me want to gag, but I didn't dare open my mouth, because I knew if I made a sound, it would come closer. So I stayed silent. Outside, the moonlight spilled through the window, casting thin, crawling shadows from the tree just beyond the glass. The branches swayed in the wind, twisting, bending, like long fingers dragging across the walls and floor. And perched on one of these branches was a crow. It sat there, motionless, watching, its black shape cut sharply against the silver light. And for a moment, it looked like it was staring straight at me, like it knew something terrible was about to happen. Of course, it was just a bird, but in that moment it felt like an omen. Then I heard it, a low growl, not like a dog's, deeper, more guttural. It rumbled across the floor, like thunder before a storm. The growl deepened, rising and falling, like it was tasting the air. And then it started to move, slowly, deliberately, toward the door. I couldn't see it fully, just the tip of something long and black. Maybe its nose, maybe not, edging into the faint spill of moonlight. The hallway creaked under its weight. Each step it took echoed, heavy, measured like it was dragging something behind it. I listened to the breathing, to the creaks, and now to the clock. Tick, 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 each tick slammed through my chest like a drum beat, matching my heart. Tick, tick, tick. My pulse thudded in perfect rhythm with it, like the clock and my body were keeping time together, counting down. I wanted to scream, to cry, to run, but I didn't move. For hours, until the sun rose, the light didn't scare it away. Not at first, even when the sky started to shift from black to gray. It stayed there, just beyond the doorway, still, watching. Only when the first faint lines of sunlight spilled in and touched the edge of the floor did it begin to move. Slowly, quietly, like smoke retreating into the shadows. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. I just watched through that thin gap in the door as the yellow eyes finally sank out of view, step by step, vanishing into the hallway like a bad thought. Even then, I stayed there, frozen, listening, waiting. The hallway went silent. No creaks, no breath, nothing, just the ticking of the clock, still somehow matching my heartbeat, both slowing now, like they were letting me go. And then, when the sun hit my bed, warm, real, alive, I finally let go of the breath I had been holding. It came out ragged, like something breaking free. My legs trembled as I stood. The blanket fell from my hands. I didn't even realize I was gripping it until the fabric left deep lines in my skin. I crept to the door, pushing it open a little more. The hallway was empty, but something was wrong. The air was thicker now, heavier. That same rancid smell of wet fur and rot still clung to everything, stronger now than it had been all night. It curled into my nose and sat in my throat like smoke. And then I saw it. Right outside my room, smeared across the floors, were prints. Massive ones, black, sticky, uneven, like something had been tracking oil or tar, but not from any foot I recognized. They were misshapen, wide, each step sunken deep into the wood, like it carried impossible weight. My stomach twisted. I didn't want to get closer. I didn't want to see more. Just looking at how big they were made my chest tighten, like I couldn't breathe. I backed away, hand over my mouth, heart pounding against my ribs. I shut the door, locked it again, retreating into the corner of my room, like it could protect me from whatever had left those marks behind. I stayed there, still wrapped in fear, until the light outside shifted fully to morning. Eventually, I started to hear sounds, familiar ones. My mom's voice, faint through the wall, the shuffle of drawers, the low creak of my dad's footsteps moving toward the hallway. Then I heard their door open. Footsteps moved past my room, slow, heavy, ordinary, and made their way down the stairs toward the kitchen. My breath caught in my throat. I waited a moment, Yvapo, just to be sure. Then, finally, I stood and opened my door. The hallway was exactly as it had always been, bright with morning light, silent, and the prints, gone, not cleaned, not faded, just vanished, as if they were never there. That's when I knew this wasn't a dream. Something was in this house, and it felt like it wanted me.